young people are being told, find your passion, follow your passion. I don't think that's always right. Been quite a lot of work in sustainability, and I find sometimes, that Bangkok is just too much of overuse. Yeah, guess I'm becoming a little bit like people here in Chiang Mai.
Yeah, I mean it's quite different. Welcome to Whan's podcast. Our guest today is Martin Venzky Stalling, also known as Kun Bum Maitri. Originally from Germany, he has called Chiang Mai home for over a decade. He has an impressive educational and professional background in both engineering and business management. He is a senior advisor at CMU STEP, which is the Science and Technology Park. He is also an organizer, a curator, and a license holder of Tedxchiangmai. He is also a committee member in Creative Chiang Mai, and he is also a guest speaker and a lecturer too. Wow, that's impressive, isn't it? Is that right? Fluent in Thai, he loves Thai culture, traveling, and hiking. So guys, please join us as we explore his exciting projects and vision for Chiang Mai's future. This channel is dedicated to helping you master the English language. If you are looking to improve your speaking skills, enhance grammar, or even build confidence, you've come to the right place. However, I have a small favor to ask. If you enjoy the lesson, if you enjoy the content, please click the subscribe button below. It only takes a few seconds and is actually a simple way to support the channel and ensure that I can continue bringing you valuable lessons and exciting guests. Your support helps me invest in more resources and create even better content for you. So, hit subscribe, share this with your friends, and join our amazing community. Let's embark on this language journey together. So, welcome, Kun Martin!
Thank you very much. Sawadee krap.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. Very nice to be here. Thank you
Nice
for
to meet
inviting
you.
me.
So exciting น่าตื่นเต้นมากเลยเพราะว่าจริงๆแล้วเนี่ยคุณมาร์ตินก็เป็นแบบโรโมโดของครูหวานเหมือนกันนะคะนักเรียน Yeah so how is everything with you how are you doing
I've been pretty busy. Just come back from Malaysia, but I still work at the Chiang Mai University Science and Technology Park. But I had a project, so I had to go to KL for a few days, which was really nice to sort of see a little bit, compare the two cities and so, and their developments and so. So that was nice.
Interesting so you go to Malaysia quite often
At the moment, I have a project, and I go there for 2-3 days every time for some training that I do. Mm-hmm.
Oh nice
And then we can compare the communities there and here as well. So that's really interesting.
Nice I've been reading like about you a little bit online on like different websites and I have so many questions for you today
Okay.
Well anyway let's just start with this so what initially attracted you to Chiang Mai and what made you decide to settle here like permanently?
So I had some experience with Chiang Mai. I had a project with GIZ that my company in Bangkok was working with Chiang Mai University. And I was told that they are looking for an expert to help them with setting up a science and technology park to develop the regional economy. I was working, so that project is quite a few years ago. And then I was doing something else and they contacted me and said, would you like to come to Chiang Mai to help us? And I was in Hong Kong and I was traveling too much and I had 2 small kids. They didn't speak good German. Actually, they didn't speak any German. My wife is Thai. And so we were more worried about them speaking Thai and English. And there's a German school in Chiang Mai, believe it or not. So we thought, okay, Chiang Mai, really nice city. So interesting job, interesting challenge that they offered me. And also there's an opportunity for them to go to the German school. So that's why we came here about 15 years ago, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. And what do you like about Chiang Mai?
Well, I think it's a mix, right? It's the city, the lifestyle here, the green environment and the diversity. But most important is the people. That it's such a nice place to be, and so many friends and welcoming, and so it feels good here. Yeah.
So your wife is originally from Chiang Mai too?
No, she's from Central Thailand. She's from Bangkok and Rayong. Yeah. Yeah. So for us, it's both is new, but she also liked Chiang Mai a lot. We've been here many times during vacations and so we thought, Chiang Mai would be a nice place to live. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because I originally, I'm from Uttaradit.
Yeah.
Have you been there before?
Briefly, only briefly, but not maybe just driving through actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So I moved here when I was about 18 years old to study at Chiang Mai University.
Right.
And I agree with you because Chiang Mai is a really nice city and it's quite, relaxing, not too crazy.
Not too crazy, but it has almost everything, right? So maybe I benefit from being able to go to Bangkok and sometimes travel overseas, but generally it has everything. It's just smaller scale, but it's got everything. So it's quite a complete city.
That's true. That's true. So how has living in Chiang Mai changed your perspective on life and work?
So I think that working in Chiang Mai and things are go a little bit slower, and it's very important to have a good personal connection to people. So before I was in Hong Kong, everything was fast, and London before that. I've also lived in Bangkok, so all these cities are quite fast. Here in Chiang Mai, you need to take a little bit more time. But if people see that you have genuine good intentions, they want to help, they want to work with you. I also feel I don't dislike Bangkok. I actually still quite like Bangkok. So I lived many years in Bangkok before. But sometimes I come from Chiang Mai and I feel like, well, this is too much, right? All this consumption and energy use and all that. So now I'm doing quite a lot of work in sustainability, and I find sometimes, that Bangkok is just, it's just too much of overuse. Yeah. So guess I'm becoming a little bit like people here in Chiang Mai, like when you go to Bangkok and wow, it's just too much.
Yeah, it's quite different because I notice myself when I go to Bangkok, I have to walk really fast, trying to catch up with everything. But when I am here, my life can be a little bit slower.
Yeah, I don't think Chiang Mai wants to be a slow city per se. I think you just want to have the option of doing both. You can work hard and late and everything in Chiang Mai too, but then you can also go on a bike ride and be in nature very quickly, or go take it a bit more slowly. But you also get a little bit of perspective of what is enough, maybe, in terms of life and stimuli, So you get everything here, but it's not so overwhelming and over the top as in Bangkok sometimes.
That's true. So, you have been dedicated to developing Chiang Mai as a hub of innovation, like technology or even the creative economy, right? So, what did you see in Chiang Mai, and why do you think Chiang Mai has the potential to be developed?
Well, actually my responsibility at the university, at the Science and Technology Park that we set up, I'm part of a team and we're working on innovation. And because Chiang Mai has quite a lot of service industries, crafts, hotels, tourism, so Chiang Mai is quite a hub for what they call creative industries and the creative economy. So we felt that not only focus on technology and innovation, we also need to focus on, which would be like, for example, more with the food processing industry, with agriculture, with medicine, with biotech. But we also wanted to address the creative economy, the software, the IT company, so that those sort of emerging sectors. So that's how we say. And we wanted to promote the cities, that it's kind of becomes known as being more than maybe temples and heritage. That is very strong here and very interesting too. But Chiang Mai has many other things. So the idea of creative city development together with innovation, creative city, digital, IT sort of came about. So we've taken quite a forward-looking view on when I say we, it's actually a group of people that we work together. So it's part of my job, and then I also dedicate quite a lot of my private time to it. So, but that's also other people helping me, and we're working together.
That's true. Like earlier you said, sometimes when people come to Chiang Mai, they will see Chiang Mai as like, oh, we're going to go to temples, we're going to go to mountains. And then like sometimes people see Chiang Mai as like a place you come if you want to go to nature or something.
That's true, but then there's also people that come to see the galleries, or there's the digital nomads, or there are people that want to take courses in craft making or other things. So Chiang Mai is a city of diversity, way beyond what sometimes people think of Chiang Mai, right? So actually, it's not all people think like that. Sometimes it is our own marketing that some people still think that's what foreigners want when they come here. But actually, many people, even Bangkokians that like the Lana culture, Chiang Mai, but maybe on the second or third day after khao soi, after nam prik num, nam prik ong, and all that stuff, they want to have Italian, they want to have Japanese. Those restaurants are always full. So Chiang Mai has this not over the top, it's a nice city, and so, but it has this diversity. So that's, I think, what we are really trying to say to people. Don't pigeonhole us. Don't say we are the box. Chiang Mai is this or that slow city, or city of craft, or city of that. No, we're actually a city of diversity. We have many things to offer.
That's true. One thing that I want Chiang Mai to have is like more festivals, more gatherings, more events.
Yes, I think we do have quite a few, but they're all kind of in the period November to February, and the challenge is how to spread them across the year more. And the other thing is people have good ideas for festivals, so sometimes the content is great, what's happening is great, but then they don't have enough support to do the marketing, or they don't have enough funds.
True.
And then there are other events that are not so great actually, and sometimes have a lot of budget behind them and get a lot of promotion, but they are actually not so interesting. So that's a bit of a mismatch, in terms of getting funding for the creative, interesting events from government, from different sources. It seems to happen quite a lot. This is a super interesting event, but nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
Right, so that happens quite a bit in Chiang Mai.
That's true. Yeah, that's interesting. So you are involved in various foundations. You have a lot of activities, and you seem to do like many things. How do you balance your professional career with the community work?
I think balance is a wrong word. It's not a balance. So it's conscious sacrifice to some extent, because I enjoy it, and I get satisfaction in other ways and direct returns. So organizing TEDx or other things is a sacrifice, because I have a job at the science park, and I can do some of my own consulting. So and the more I do of these, some of these events are directly supported by the Science and Technology Park. They say, good, Martin, this is a good activity, let's do it together. But some of them are more like, okay, you can do it, we are okay with it, but it's not directly core mission. So it takes away time from other things I could do. So it's a bit of a sacrifice to do these things, but it's fun. I meet new people, and sometimes there are some opportunities that turn into projects or business or something like that. So I think the nature of what I do is quite interesting. So for me, for example, the word retirement sounds quite alien to me. I think I imagine doing this as long as I can, because it's also good and fun. So maybe it's a bit fortunate that not always. Some of it can be extremely challenging, frustrating, time consuming, and all that. But overall, I can find something in there that keeps me going.
So it's actually about your passion.
Passion is, just careful with that word when we talk to young people. I think sometimes, young people are being told, find your passion, follow your passion. I don't think that's always right in an early part of the career. I think it's important to also, digressing a little bit, so we small detour, but just sharing a little bit my perspective on this word. I think passion is great and it's good to have that, but grit, like hard work and maybe putting up with something you don't enjoy for a while is also important. So yes, it's my passion, but at the same time, I still do things that I don't enjoy that much, but they also have to be done, right? And I think for young people, as quite a few of the listeners are, hello, young people. So I think you need to balance, right? And maybe also go through these 2 or 3 years of just working hard and learning something new. And then, and don't forget your passion. Don't forget this, what really interests you, but maybe take some time and come back to it later. Particularly in Chiang Mai, I think we are a little bit isolated from some of the things in the world and so. And so I think young people, it's good for them to also see the larger world. So anyway, so I don't want to go too long into this, but it triggered something in me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I follow my passion, but also balance with having to do other things, and so it's a mix, yeah. But mix good enough to keep going, yeah.
That's true. That's a good piece of advice. จริงด้วยนะจริงๆครูหวันก็ลืมไปเหมือนกันนะเวลาเราพูดถึงเรื่องของ passion อย่างเงี้ยค่ะนักเรียน So what is your vision for Chiang Mai? Let's say like in the next 10 years, in the next decade.
Well, you've given me a lot of credit, but to be honest, now that I've been here for 10, 15 years, there's so many people doing great things, right? And I'm a foreigner and I'm working at the Science and Technology Park. My colleagues give me some time to do the things that need to be done, but also the things that I like to do. So I guess I have a little bit of visibility, whereas other people are doing as many good things for the city as I do, and there are more and more of them. So there are lots of great groups now. Compared to 15 years ago, we didn't have TCDC, the Science and Technology Parks at DEP didn't exist, and many other things. So I think that's one of the elements of the vision, to see all these groups now being proactive and doing their part in improving the city, tidying up the canal, coming up with ideas on how to develop Chiang Mai and connect with the local community, and using art, digital to communicate about culture. So there are different groups, many people that do that. So but the overall fundamental rationale still hasn't been achieved yet, which is we all kind of got together with the realization Chiang Mai's economy and opportunity is actually quite small. So when you look at the GDP as a percentage of the country, and also per capita and jobs and all that, Chiang Mai is not in the top 10. It has changed a little bit about the last 10, 15 years, but not that much. And you may also have heard that recently there were some posts about Chiang Mai having huge poverty rate compared to other provinces. That's partially because Chiang Mai is a really long province. So, we have hill tribes, minorities, normal, communities, and then we have Chiang Mai city. So it's part of the geography of Chiang Mai is quite special. But still, given that Chiang Mai city area, probably about 600,000 people out of 1.6, you wouldn't think that the provincial economy is not so strong in country comparison, but it is. What does that mean? That means that actually in terms of, as when we during COVID, no tourists, we felt the impact a lot more than many other places. because we depend so much on tourism.
True.
And jobs. You came here, but many people from here have to go to Bangkok and Eastern Seaboard. So families get torn apart. Everybody wants their kid to go to university and study. So that's the dream of parents. And then to realize, well, actually, there are no jobs for them. So they have to. So that's the overall vision still, is to strengthen the economy, maybe add some more. We called it at the time when we started the third leg of the economy. You've got food and agriculture, and you've got tourism and other services, and maybe digital and creative and some other things could be a smaller leg to create more stability, create more opportunities. So that is in a sustainable and livable city context. So not the same path as Bangkok, but we don't want to be slow city either. We want opportunities.
That's true.
That's what I hear from Chiang Mai people, at least, that they want opportunities. Actually, when people talk about Chiang Mai slow city, I actually often find that is more Bangkokians saying it that way. And I feel like, well, that's not quite how we see it. We want the choice. We want the choice to be slow, maybe on Saturday, Sunday, have a real life. But then we also want to, and we can work hard and be interesting and innovate. So that's kind of my vision, to create more opportunities and jobs through what we do at STEP and other activities.
That's amazing. So actually earlier we, had some time to talk about sustainability. Can we talk a little bit about that? Like, I think I mentioned earlier that, I have like so many social media platforms, and I kind of want to help increase awareness around sustainability.
Yeah, so I think it's about developing sustainable mindsets, so sustainability mindsets, so that we are more conscious about what that means. Our daily action, we often sort of just do things without thinking about the consequences. We use this and we use that, and where do we, and then we throw it away or something like that. Or this tree gets cut down and we say that's bad, but we don't do anything. So maybe we can change our actions a bit and also express our preferences and to puyai and other people, not in an aggressive way, but just to show people we're changing, our mindsets are changing. And that's just an example of how much it could change. Is we're kind of oblivious. We don't really pay attention to the waste that is around us, and why. You cycle around and you see waste in the field and on the side of the street and everywhere. My son drew me a painting when he was young, and for Christmas or so, and it was about a trip we had taken to Lamphun, and so it was a red cab and Lotsong Tao, and then the street and nature and all that. And then I look at it, and what's this in the picture there? And he said, "Oh, that's garbage." Well, it's a picture for Christmas, so but it should be beautiful, right? But he said, yes, but there's everywhere is garbage in Thailand, so this is part of, the reality. And I said, well, kids really give it to you straight sometimes, right? We have garbage and we kind of accept it. We should stop accepting it. We should, make a noise about separating garbage. We should think about the use of plastic, what transport we take, all those sort of things. But not just changing your own behavior, but maybe also sharing with others what matters, that we want to be different and make our life more sustainable, that greening is important. We want trees. We want to keep our environment safe. We care about the loss of forests around the city, which is important to keep us cool, to retain the water, and all those sort of things. So being a mindset and being active about it, rather than sort of just accepting that all the things. So before COVID, we had a few campaigns to stop using single-use plastic, stop using straws and all that. But then COVID came and the use of plastic increased and all that. We really need to kind of go back and review what we are using and live more sustainable, I think.
Yeah, I guess it becomes like a habit now, right? Because like around the pandemic, you can't go out, and now you order food, online, so now it becomes the habit.
It's really interesting when you working with organizations like Trash Hero and others, and you do some cleanups and on the beach. I joined some of these activities, and the garbage that is most, it's a diversity of garbage what people throw away, but then all these little, tomato and packaging and spoons and forks and all these little things. Do we really need all that? Could we not find different ways of consuming and eating? It's just a lot of this kind of small stuff that ultimately breaks down but never disappears, right? So we now have plastic in our bodies, and we're learning on what is that doing to our bodies, right? So it's not just the air pollution that is bad, but also other things that we're doing to harm ourselves. So we need to think more about, where's this going? How can we use less of it? How can we tell others, tell the government, the city, this is important now. We need to do something about it.
So it's about the education, because
it's education,
because
and
I didn't know. Many years ago, I just used a lot of plastic bags without really realizing why I should not use it.
Yeah, I had a very interesting discussion. We did some training and coaching program on leadership, and what's the meaning of sustainability leadership. And actually, one interesting perspective that came up is everybody has to be a leader. You need to lead yourself to embrace, sustainability and change your behavior, and also communicate it, not in a kind of telling, commanding way, but create the awareness that this is important and we need to change. And if everybody change, you can change more, as then the government, the city will listen as well.
That's true. Oh, เป็นประเด็นที่ดีมากเดี๋ยวเราจะได้คุยกันต่อเรื่องของ sustainability นะคะนักเรียน Alright, anyway, so last question. Are there any new projects or activities that you are excited about and would like our listeners to know about this?
Right, at STEP we always have many different projects, particularly for students or people that want to set up their own business. So we have startup accelerators, boot camps, hackathons, all that. So always encourage everybody to look at mainly in Chiang Mai. It's still Facebook, right? It's still for every age. Facebook is still the tool to find out what's happening. Maybe a bit Instagram, but Facebook is still the thing. And encourage everybody to look at that for programs that you might want to join or events. And this is really important. I think that I want people to, particularly young people, to look more on what's happening. I think compared to for example, in Bangkok, quality of people is the same. We're all the same, human race and so, but I think there's a higher awareness that you do need to go to other events and join activities, go to a seminar, even if it's not in your program. So if you find something interesting, go and join it. If it's in English, still go and join it. Most foreigners actually always complain, where are the Thai people if it's an English event, right? They don't mind Thai people joining as well. So let's mix more. So we have a lot of activities and events, both at the Science Park, but also at our co-working spaces. And so in terms of one project that I'm currently doing, it's not specific to Chiang Mai, but it's called Falling Walls Lab, and I helped last year, and I'm co-organizing it this year. This is a project by a foundation in Germany that offers the opportunity to compete with other young researchers. So it's a pitching event. So you can apply here in Thailand, Falling Walls Lab Thailand. Deadline is end of July, and we're about to extend it a little bit. So end of July. And you can pitch your idea. If you are researchers, masters, PhD, postdoc, even undergrad, but it's a bit harder. So, if you're a researcher or you graduated with a PhD no longer than 5 years ago, then you can pitch your idea, get some training on how to pitch if you get shortlisted, and maybe go to Berlin for a week and meet a lot of other scientists, join a global science conference, 2,000 scientists from around the world. So we have an event, even if you don't make it to Berlin on the 24th of August, we have an event in Bangkok where we invite all the finalists, meet with industry leaders, CEOs, ministry, ambassador and all that, and pitch to them their ideas. So they get automatically an audience, they get that experience, and they can share their ideas. So somebody will listen to it and say, that's an interesting idea, that person. Or you take that experience in yourself, but, you use it to grow more. So I think this opportunity of having a platform here in Thailand, but it is a bit connected to Germany, to another country, is those sort of things we need to do more in a world where sometimes we have all these conflicts and stuff like that. I think we need to continue to be curious and connect with other things and open to ideas. And I hope we actually had some people from Chiang Mai joining the event in Bangkok, and I hope that people from researchers from Chiang Mai will apply as well, because it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, that's true. Information ทุกอย่างนะคะเกี่ยวกับ competition campaign นี้เนี่ยแล้วก็เว็บไซต์ทั้งหมดที่เราคุยกันมาใน podcast นี้อยู่ใน description อยู่ในช่องคอมเมนต์ข้างล่างแล้วนะคะทุกคนสามารถลองไปกดดูจากตรงนั้นได้เลยนะคะ
One other event, just briefly to mention, it's not currently directly planned when we do the next one, but we also organized Tedxchiangmai. We had the last bigger TEDx in February, so probably will take a few more months or maybe next year that we do the next bigger one, but we always look for volunteers, for people from the community to get involved, and we will probably do a few smaller events, and that's a great way to also share and learn new ideas and show what Chiang Mai has, but also maybe learn a bit what the rest of the world has that is good for Chiang Mai.
Nice. I want to join. เพราะว่า TEDx เนี่ย like sometimes I see like posts online asking for volunteers to join the event too. ต้องไปให้ได้เลยรอบหน้า Okay, so
next
thank you
MC for example.
จริงเหรอนี่คิดแล้วนะเนี่ย
Sure. We're going to have some podcasts here to promote the event and everything, so lots of things. So this is the thing, it's like somebody called it like a like an umbrella. You can hold it that way, but he said maybe think about it in a different way, like you hold it down and people, so metaphorically speaking, people can just put and add things themselves, so you build together. Maybe a house is a better analogy, so we can build the house Chiang Mai together. And I'm not the owner, I'm just somebody who moved here 14 years ago, and then many other people. We can maybe work a little bit more together, because sometimes we work in our own little groups a lot in Chiang Mai. People like to do that, and maybe we can just sort of coordinate and cooperate a bit more.
That's true. It's like the sense of community. It's good that we all connect really to share things. Ideas.
We don't always do that so much enough, so we could do more to benefit the city and get more impact, right, on the activities that we do.
That's true.
Yeah.
เดี๋ยวยังไงขวานจะ drop ข้อมูลทุกอย่างไว้ในช่องคอมเมนต์ข้างล่างนะคะเพราะว่าเผื่อใครที่สนใจแล้วก็อยากจะมา like open opportunities เปิดประตูสู่โอกาสให้กับตัวเองในการรู้จักกับคนใหม่ๆมา make friends มาสร้างเครือข่ายต่างๆต้องบอกเลยว่า podcast นี้เนี่ยเหมาะมากๆเลยนะคะ and today thank you so much ขอบคุณคุณมาร์ตินมากค่ะ
Thank you, bye-bye.
What an inspiring talk วันนี้นะคะเราก็ได้เรียนรู้ต่างๆไปกับคุณมาร์ตินเยอะแยะมากมายเลยถ้ายังไงแล้วนะคะครั้งหน้าเนี่ยถ้าเรนอยากให้ครูหวานเชิญแขกคนไหนมาพูดอีกนะคะก็สามารถคอมเมนต์มาที่ข้างล่างได้เลยนะคะแล้ววันนี้เราสองคนก็ต้องขอตัวไปก่อนค่ะ Guys have a lovely day see you next time bye bye สวัสดีค่ะ